Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Vegas band The Killers debut their rocking residency at Caesars Palace over the weekend. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us on 7 at 7. I'm Cynthia Puga. The second week of Robert Tellis' murder trial is scheduled to begin at 10:30 this morning. 7 at 7 anchor Lena Bleets gives us the top 3 takeaways from last week's court proceedings.
The 47-year-old former Clark County administrator is accused of fatally stabbing Review-Journal investigative reporter Jeff Gehrman. On Monday, prior to the beginning of jury selection, Tellis waived his right to receive any additional information from Gehrman's personal devices that were seized by police when he was killed. This comes after the Review-Journal spent months fighting to protect any confidential information on the devices, and ultimately the Nevada Supreme Court ruled that the state's shield laws protect journalists even after death. Starting with its opening statement, the prosecution is using a lot of surveillance video and spent much of Wednesday showing the suspect driving between Tellis' house and Gehrman's house and back. Prosecutors then argued the maroon Yukon Denali is the same one owned by Tellis' wife and found parked in his driveway, and used witnesses to support their argument. Tellis has maintained that he was framed for the killing, and his defense has focused on trying to show potential for reasonable doubt any chance they get. In his opening statement, defense attorney Robert Draskowitz started his ongoing efforts to suggest evidence could have been planted to argue Gehrman had other enemies and to attempt to show any inconsistencies in police procedure and evidence collection. The trial is scheduled to resume at 10:30 a.m. Monday morning.
Now for your top story, sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. A recent report from the FAA says Reid International Airport had the most flight delays of any major U.S. airport in the 2023 fiscal year. The report shows there were 29,763 flight delays during that time. That's 9,500 more delays than the second highest airport, which is New York's LaGuardia International Airport. A Reid representative says weather conditions in southern Nevada and across the nation are to blame for creating a domino effect with flights arriving and departing. They also point to the post-pandemic influx of air traffic and construction on the runways that caused portions to close, reducing the number of departures and arrivals at a given hour. Moving on to business, brought to you by G-Bank, your best banking experience ever. Smoking and drinking are allowed in Nevada casinos, but some may be wondering, why not marijuana? And are they losing revenue by not allowing it? The Nevada Gaming Control Board in 2018 issued a policy preventing gaming licensees from conducting any business with any entities involved with the cannabis industry. Also, marijuana is currently a Schedule I drug in Nevada, meaning it's in the same classification as heroin, LSD, ecstasy, and magic mushrooms. Industry leaders say the best strategy may be for Nevada to join other states with legalized recreational marijuana to decriminalize or deschedule it instead of rescheduling the classification of the drug. Moving on to weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. Sunny, dry, and breezy conditions will continue in today's forecast with a high near 108 and a bit of wind between 5 and 10 miles per hour. We are expecting warmer weather tomorrow, Tuesday, with temperatures reaching near 111. But the good news is we'll be seeing a dip in those temperatures beginning on Wednesday through the weekend. We'll be feeling those overnight lows in the 80s and even cooler in the 70s.
Sports sponsored by PT's Taverns, your place to watch all the sports action. With over 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com.
The Aces picking up a win over the Sparks on Sunday, bouncing back from their loss against the Liberty on Saturday. Now, Becky Hammond in that win on Sunday made use of the second unit pretty often, and that's something that Kelsey Plum has a lot of confidence in heading down the stretch towards the end of the regular season.
They were awesome. Their energy was infectious. Sydney Colson coming in and just making plays. We play a pretty tough schedule at the second half of the season, so we know we're going to go deep into the bench, and I have all the confidence in the world in them.
In Health, brought to you by Centerwell Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. Southern Hills Hospital and Medical Center held the official opening of its new 6th floor with a ribbon-cutting ceremony over the weekend. The hospital staff and CEO unveiled the 6th floor on Friday. The project began in July of 2022 and has been 2 years in the making. The new 6th floor boasts 46 state-of-the-art patient rooms encompassing 35,000 square feet of space that will be crucial in offering care for its hospitalized patients for various reasons, including illness, surgical recovery, and oncology treatment.
Vegas Nation is sponsored by Station Casino's STN Sports. Download the app today.
Antonio Pierce feels he's seen enough and has named Gardner Minshew the Week 1 starter for the Raiders. The decision coming after a loss to the Cowboys on Saturday night, where Minshew and Aiden O'Connell had similar stats, but Pierce finalized his decision Sunday morning.
Experience, the operation, the processing, just everything we saw in practice. Some of it showed up in the games. A lot of stuff we can get better at. I don't think anything here is a finished product, but based off of where we want to go in the first quarter of the season, we feel like Gardner gives us the best opportunity.
Sports betting brought to you by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop.
Minshew Mania lands in Las Vegas as the Raiders have named Gardner Minshew as their starting quarterback. However, their future odds have remained the same. Their win total for the 2024 season on the STN Sports app sits at a total of 7, with the under at -125 and the over at +105. For odds to make the playoffs, including the wild card round, no is -355 and yes is +265. And the Silver and Black have 75-1 odds to win the Super Bowl.
In lifestyle news, LV Craft Shows has been bringing you the finest craft and gift show since 1999. Visit lvcraftshows.com for our upcoming events. The Mirage sign, which welcomed guests to the Strip Hotel for 34 years, will live on within the Neon Museum's collection. The 30-foot arch sign over the entrance to the iconic property was moved for some likely conservation work before it gets put on display at the Neon Museum. A spokeswoman for the museum says no timeline for the displaying of the sign is determined. Other artifacts from the Mirage, including a beloved gold-painted sculpture depicting legendary magicians Siegfried and Roy and a cursive script sign that sat in the volcano lagoon, will also be sent to the downtown museum. In entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Trailies, has live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to arizonatrailies.com to see who's playing. American rock band The Killers are in Vegas celebrating 20 years of their album, Hot Fuss, at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace. Entertainment columnist John Katsilometes tells us more about their residency.
The Killers play a lot of encore songs early in their set at the Coliseum because this is a celebration of Hot Fuss and it has a lot of hits in that album. But what is the band going to do as an encore for this residency? Well, Brandon Flowers tells me they wouldn't mind doing a Billy Joel style residency run every year at the Coliseum. Billy Joel, of course, performed for years at Madison Square Garden, and if Brandon Flowers is the Billy Joel of Las Vegas, this makes perfect sense.
Thanks for watching 7 at 7. As always, you can hit that subscribe button to get alerts when we post breaking news and our 7 at 7 newscasts. You can also watch us on other platforms like Apple TV and Roku. We'll see you here tonight for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.